What is up, my dudes? And today I'll be explaining more of buiscianity. Now, buiscianity is my religion. Here we go. Have you ever wondered how gold is made? Well, I haven't, because I know how it's made. You see, the gods, of course. Hold on. The gods made chicken nuggets, and they sprinkled them all over the land, and it made gold. But it also made the first chickens. Now, how can you make the first chickens without any chickens to make the chicken nuggets with? Well, the chickens are made of the nuggets. Now, another thing. Pugs. What are they? Weird looking dogs. Now, when pugs had their snoots, they are not actually from Asia and China, as people will have you believe. And no, I know you're going to say it, or are they from Hiolia? And you'd be right. Yes, they are from Hiolia. We bred them specifically to look cool, I guess. But they still had their out snouts by then. And then a secret conspiracy. We started trading with Asia via ships. And they liked them so much that they bred them. And eventually they had flat faces. We still have our pugs with outward snouts. And yes, they're much better than people will have you believe. Because they don't go there, I can't breathe, man. They don't do that like normal pugs do. But they do this. I'm intaking oxygen right now, but you can't hear it. Now you can. It looks like I was trying to snort a line of cocaine. But I was not. Crazy, huh? And no, I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm in my pajamas on my bed. Anyway, there was this god, okay? And he visited Hiolia before there were ever any humans. And he is the one that made the chicken nuggets. His name is Cultus. He is very interesting. He made an element called coltonium because he's a narcissist. And he made the gold. He made Hiolia so rich in elements that Africa would be like I'm gonna blow a fingernail in my set. Yeah, fingernails, get it? Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Cultus. He also made the first pirates, which were also the first humans. Now, humans originated in Hiolia from some ape specimens. Bruh, Africa, they just evolved into Homo sapien. Just did. But Helium is kind of tropical, but it also has some very cold parts. So, we still have your same races. Well, we're missing some of the races, but we have a few. We have Caucasian, African American, and we have those weird people with red hair. Would they be counted as Caucasian? Give me a second.
Send link.
They're called Celtics. The ginger race refers to Celtic, but a lot of them were killed, and since Ireland was just neutral, all the gingers there survived. Is ginger an official race now? Let's see. Yes, ginger was a separate race. Anyway, and we have a few others. But we don't have all the Asian cultures. We just don't have that climate. But we do have very special animals. Because, when you're stuck on a continent, isolated, since Pangea, it's going to be a lot of evolution. And that happened with Biscamals. Very interesting they are. Now, Cultus also did something with this element. He made an unidentified. Have I talked about this before? Wait. Yeah, I did, yeah. But Coltonium was a blue color. Anyway. He also made anime. And then, we were also selling to the Japanese and all of them at the time, so we were selling to the Japanese, Chinese, and Asian. I think we also were selling to the Koreans at the time. And they saw anime and they were like, pretty neat. So, also, no one else knows about Hiolia, which is why that's the pinnacle of anime. But Hiolia has calmed down on that since. God, the earlier days were harsh. But, Hiolia is pretty interesting. We have our own species of tree. It's called a sugar tree. Allow me to elaborate. Sugar cane. What is it? A cane? Well, a sugar tree is a tree. It just evolved to be sweet. Now, has a high concentration of sugars and glucose in its trunk. And when you cut it down, you can grind the wood into a type of sugar. It's not complete sugar, but it's a type. It's very, very sweet. And due to this being the case, you know how beehives, they're kind of in hollows and trees? Well, we don't have bees, so another thing evolved to fill that niche. They're called sugar flies. They live in the hollows of these trees, which are pretty common due to the tree bark not being very sturdy. But, they eat the tree from the inside. That is until it dies. and then they switch trees. Oh, but they also do pollination. And they're also classified as beetles. A whole world of animals you guys could never imagine. We probably could. I mean, human imagination. Pretty powerful, but basically I'm talking about you. You probably hadn't seen it before. Now, now. Now, Chihuahuas. They're demoness, but this just so happens to be a Chihuahua. She's of the deer-faced breed, and her name is Coco, if you were wondering. Now, you'll probably say, well, I'm Mr. Intellectual, and Chihuahuas actually originated in Mexico and South America, and they're called pre-contact dogs because they were breeds of dog that were here before the Europeans arrived and wiped out most of the other pre-contact dogs with their own European dogs with disease. That's right, Europeans. Looking at you, England. You wiped out a whole plethora of breeds of dog that we would still have today if it weren't for you. But let's not get wrapped up in that, instead of staying on your own massive continent. Oh, I'm in America. And I'm their descendant. I'm still mad about that. I'm mad at you. Oh, sorry, did I poke you too hard? Anyway, now, dogs are interesting. But Helia has its own breed of dog, other than the pug. They're called Chihuahuas. I'm just kidding. Is that a fly? Oh. What is that? I don't know what that bug is, but it's on my wall. Anyway. What is all this on my screen? I don't split it. I can control lighting, yeah. It's pretty cool. I wonder if this will show up in the video. Now, what's this? What's this circle here? I don't know. There's a circle there. Anyway. Guess that's pretty much it for today. I've been Trevor. You've been awesome. And you've also been gone. I'm stupid. Bye, dudes.